Hello to anybody, I'm Giacomo and today I'm gonna show you the SZ plugin. You can find the software, the plugin, from the GitHub repository of the CNR IRPI into the SZ repository. Here you have a folder which includes the sample data, the software, and the description on how to install the SZ plugin. After the download of the SZ plugin and data sample, you can open the test project where there is the input variable, which is the vector layer that include the dependent variable and the independent variable that we will use to do the landslide susceptibility map. A fast look of the table, we have the independent variable elevation, precipitation, slope, and dvi, and as dependent variable the column LSD, where the number of the landslide per each mapping unit are reported. The SZ plugin can be found into the processing toolbox. So if you open and search for SZ, you find the list of the SZ functions divided into 4 different groups. The function that we will use today is the logistic regression function, so the number 3. And this function allows you to do a model fitting or a model cross-validation. In particular, we select first of all the input variable, the independent columns from the input variable, so NDVI, elevation, precipitation, and slope, the dependent column, LSD, and we use 1 in order to do a model fitting. Then the outputs, so the first we create a new folder that we call fit, with a new layer that we call also fit. Okay, and save. We select now output folder, output destination, for the regression coefficient and graphs, and we use in this case the same folder, fit. Open and run. When the function finished, a new layer has been added into the map canvas. This layer includes into the table the same independent variable that we used, the dependent variable that we selected, the LSD, in this case is called epsilon, and the column of the susceptibility index. Now let's go to give a look to the outputs, to the other outputs. Into the fit folder we found a PDF which is the rock graph from the analysis, and a table that reports the regression coefficient from the analysis of each covariate. Okay, now we can repeat the analysis by doing a cross-validation, in particular a tenfold cross-validation. So again, select the same input of the previous one. Okay, the same dependent variable, and select a tenfold cross-validation. New outputs, new folder, test folder, test layer, again the outputs, folder outputs is test, run. Okay, when the function finished, a new layer has been added to the map canvas with the same structure of the previous one. If we give a look to the outputs, we have into the test folder, the rock graph, which report the 10 rock, one per each iteration of the 10-fold cross-validation, and the regression coefficient of each iteration. Okay. Now let's go to classify the fit layer, the susceptibility index produced from the model fitting, using the function called classify vector by rock. This function classify the susceptibility index, maximizing the area under the curve of the relative rock curve. So select the fit input layer, the susceptibility index, the dependent variable, which is epsilon, the number of the classes 4, and the output folder. We create a new output folder, classy, create, open, and run. When the function finished, no one layer has been added to the map canvas, but if we give a look to the folder, to the classy folder, we have 3 outputs. The first is the rock 1, and the other 2 are 2 tables. In particular, the second one reports the edges of the 4 classes that subdivide the susceptibility index. Now we can use these edges in order to colorize the fit map. So double click on fit, select the graduated style, the column susceptibility index, and a ramp. Today I would like to use red to green ramp, inverted, and then classify by 4 classes. Now we can change the value of the edges. The first one is 6.7, so we can change the first one like 6.7. Okay. The second one is 1.1. The last is 2.1. Okay, now we can apply and say OK. Turn off the test, and this is the result. Now a landslide susceptibility map has been produced and classified in 4 different classes, from very low susceptibility to very high susceptibility. That's all for today. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. See you on the next video.